I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all. Clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it.
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know this sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I've legit.
Stephen A. Smith publicly confronted Floyd Mayweather over claims that he purchased 62 buildings valued at $42 million, with multiple reports disputing those statements and asserting that Mayweather holds only partial stakes rather than full ownership, leading Smith to question whether the claims were exaggerated to save face amid bankruptcy rumors and allegations surrounding a potential $42 million scam.
My lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Stephen A. Smith has never been shy about giving Floyd Mayweather his respect, consistently praising Mayweather's boxing legacy and emphasizing how he remained undisputed through the latter half of his career, often pointing to Floyd's discipline, unmatched defense, and undefeated record as clear proof of his greatness in the ring, viewing him as a master technician and strategist who didn't just fight to win but fought not to lose, a level of dominance that earned widespread respect from both fans and analysts alike.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much. And literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
However, the praise from Stephen A. Smith began to fade once Floyd Mayweather entered a different phase of his career, exhibition matches. After retiring, Mayweather returned to the ring not for legacy, but seemingly for money, with his bout against Logan Paul standing out as a prime example. Smith openly criticized the move, arguing that the fight lacked real competitive value, as Paul, a YouTuber turned amateur boxer, was never viewed as a legitimate challenge for someone of Mayweather's caliber. For a fighter who once ruled the sport, taking that matchup felt more like a cash grab than a pursuit of greatness.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history, he's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
Stephen A. Smith didn't stop at criticizing the Logan Paul fight, as he repeatedly voiced concern over Floyd Mayweather's overall exhibition strategy, acknowledging that a bout with Conor McGregor made sense because of McGregor's combat sports credentials, but drawing a clear line after that, arguing that choosing opponents far below Floyd's level simply to secure easy paydays undermines the legacy he worked so hard to build. And according to Smith, Mayweather appeared increasingly focused on stacking cash rather than preserving his place in boxing history, making the message unmistakable that money had begun to outweigh meaning.
But I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it.
That point became crystal clear during one particularly direct interview when Stephen A. Smith bluntly asked Floyd Mayweather, "What matters more, your money or your legacy?" It was a question that demanded real introspection, yet Mayweather's answers repeatedly circled back to finances, highlighting his business savvy and the massive revenue he generated. To Smith and many observers, It sounded like an athlete prioritizing wealth over the lasting respect that legacy is meant to bring.
You made money. You're gonna make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
But fear.
This money-focused image has influenced a new generation of athletes, and Stephen A. Smith has argued that today's up-and-coming fighters don't admire Floyd Mayweather for his skill set, footwork, or legendary ring IQ, but instead for his bank account, the spectacle, and the persona. According to Smith, that mindset is a disservice to the sport because it sends the message that money matters more than mastery, and in the process, it risks undermining everything Floyd once represented as a fighter.
It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention to. What they're paying attention to instead is the $1 billion plus Mayweather has earned in his career. How box office he made himself. How he's been his own boss, answerable to no commissioner, no owner, no GMs, and barely even the fans for the last decade in achieving unprecedented wealth, fame, and control of his own name, his own brand. And how despite strenuous efforts by so many to bring him down, they simply weren't able to do it. You want to see an athlete drool? The idolized displaying deference and respect? What?
This became painfully obvious when Floyd Mayweather was asked why he chose to fight Logan Paul instead of a higher-profile boxer like Tyson Fury, and his response was simple: Logan had more followers. That was it. Not skill, not legacy, not competition, just social media clout. To many, including Stephen A. Smith, this made it clear that Mayweather's priorities had shifted completely, suggesting he was no longer boxing for challenge or legacy, but for attention and financial gain.
Logan Paul.
Name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul.
Tyson Fury.
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for 6 rounds. Big.
At one point, Floyd Mayweather stood as the highest-paid athlete in the world, not just in boxing but across all sports, and that status commanded respect. Now, however, as new details and rumors about his finances continue to surface, his legacy is starting to take hits. The man once known for flawless planning and discipline is increasingly being questioned about the very wealth he so proudly boasts about.
Whether the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3-4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back street.
Floyd Mayweather has flaunted his riches for years, with one of the most famous examples being his $1.8 million watch, an over-the-top flex that shocked even seasoned celebrities, and from Bugattis to private jets his lifestyle became a non-stop display of excess. But now those same symbols of wealth are being viewed through a very different lens as questions and scrutiny begin to replace admiration.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
That happy birthday, champ. That's how we doing. That is sick, dude.
Wow. You gotta show them what they say.
Money green.
No,
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
It's a one of one. I love that.
Adding fuel to the controversy, former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen revealed an uncomfortable truth, claiming that the Mayweather vs. McGregor fight wasn't as financially successful as it appeared. According to Sonnen, many of the empty seats were filled with people dressed to make it look like a sellout. Having covered the event live, he called out the illusion created by Mayweather's PR team. Even before Floyd became Money Mayweather, he was already facing trouble, with reports surfacing that he risked jail time over unpaid taxes. To avoid prison, he borrowed $2 million just to cover part of his debt. This wasn't the story of a financial genius. It was the story of a man teetering on the edge of collapse.
Eric B were at, from Eric B and Rakim, we were at the Mondrian. Floyd Mayweather was there. He had some tax issues. He was about to go to jail, but that's before Money Mayweather, that's Pretty Boy Floyd.
Got you.
He was speaking to E, he needed a couple of $1 million to stay out of jail. I called my man Neil, who I was rocking with heavy, he owned Scunty, the hair accessory company. Everybody thought it was crazy. They said, yo, loan me $2 million. I want to sign Floyd. He flew out, loaned me the $2 million, and from there on, we went.
The numbers don't lie. At one point, Floyd Mayweather reportedly owed $22.2 million to the IRS. For someone claiming to be the wealthiest athlete alive, that kind of tax liability raises serious questions and suggests that his flashy lifestyle may have been more of a facade than fans ever realized.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Even rapper 50 Cent, who was once close with Floyd Mayweather, weighed in, revealing in interviews that Floyd spent recklessly on everything from jewelry to gambling and eventually found himself in financial trouble. According to 50 Cent, Mayweather's decision to fight YouTubers wasn't a choice, it was a necessity. He needed money, and in doing so, he was risking his legacy to get it.
I believe that Floyd Mayweather has gone completely broke. And not just broke, but millions and millions of dollars in debt. And I know it sounds crazy to some of you out there, but trust me, I have legitimate proof. Watch this.
He asked me to help him, so I could stop them from using TMT as their logo right now. Because
you wouldn't do that because y'all cool again.
Yeah, I'm just not chasing it. But to be honest with you, I incorporated TMT in Delaware while he was incarcerated. Because he didn't sign the paper doesn't mean the corporation isn't valid. So I could actually, technically it trademarks the term of it because his entire corporation is built on it. So I could tell you, you can't have TMT socks. You can't have that TMT shirt you got on. He don't understand that because he's just not. I just said it, and he won't be able to figure out that I could do that.
Damn, you and this guy, man. I thought y'all was good again.
We are good. I just don't understand why he having the conversation. How am I coming up in conversation? I don't even care about what they're doing.
So there's still some static.
No, it only happens when it's time. It's time to build some type of energy or some sort of press. It's time to make a fight, and then that happens.
So through the BX Fight Club, you met someone,
Isaac, right? Because they had to legalize it on paper to turn it into like a dark show, like when they don't have television involved with a boxing event. Even Floyd, when you make yourself like we got issues over your anger, he's still the best fighter out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
Another legendary fighter, Oscar De La Hoya, also voiced criticism, urging Floyd Mayweather to stop embarrassing himself and emphasizing that legacy should matter more than clout. De La Hoya's comments reflected what many others were thinking. Floyd needed to pull back before he damaged the image he had built over decades.
Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
When reports surfaced that Floyd Mayweather had donated to homeless shelters in Los Angeles, it briefly sparked admiration, but that quickly turned to confusion. Mayweather posted on Instagram showing he was still in Dubai, contradicting the timeline of the supposed donation. Was this an attempt to repair his image? If so, it backfired, raising more doubts about his credibility. Things escalated when Gervonta Davis, once mentored by Mayweather, made a shocking claim. According to Davis, Mayweather wasn't on a world tour as he claimed, but was instead being held in Dubai over unpaid debts for luxury jewelry and other items. It was a bold accusation that rattled fans and added serious fuel to the controversy, directly clashing with Mayweather's version of events.
Let's talk about this picture of Mayweather in Dubai that's going viral. Here's the backstory. According to Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather is being held hostage in Dubai over unpaid debts. Boxing agent Rick Glazer confirmed Davis's comments by saying Floyd is desperately trying to work things out with Dubai's court system. And that's why my comment, blink twice if you're stuck there, on this post is getting a lot of attention. Mayweather still hasn't addressed the situation, so stay tuned.
While Floyd Mayweather posted photos and stories claiming he was on a global tour, Gervonta Davis insisted that Mayweather was actually stuck in Dubai until his debts were settled, raising further questions about his current financial situation. In an apparent attempt to cover up the truth, Floyd claimed he was traveling the world, but Davis exposed the reality. To save face, Mayweather reportedly exaggerated other claims, such as owning 62 buildings valued at $42 million, a move that only added to the damage to his reputation.
That the rumors were true, and Floyd Mayweather has been trapped in Dubai for the last 50 days. Gervonta Davis was the first to claim it. Now multiple insider sources have confirmed that he is in fact trapped in Dubai for a debt that has nothing to do with boxing. After doing a little digging, it seems that someone in his camp, while he was shopping for jewelry in Dubai, stole one of the pieces, got away with it, and then blocked all communication with Mayweather. Since then, Floyd has already paid for the jewelry, but they refuse to let him go until they get their piece back. And allegedly, this guy right here is the thief that started this whole—
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you next time.